Hello folks, Phil here, having my cup of coffee after yesterday drove all day from the Outer Banks of North Carolina, which is 15 and a half hours. Back home finally, rinsing my 9.0 and my 7.0 and my 5.4 on the other side and my 6.2 because I like big stuff and I like small stuff as well. I like to go in the waves, I like to go in the flat water. And especially in Montreal, if you don't have big gears, well, you're losing 50% of the time on the water. And for that reason, a couple of years back, I bought an iSonic 127 that works very well with all the gear I had, 8.6 Sovereign Reflex 2. Now, this is a Reflex 6 9.0 from Cyril Moussil-Magny, ex-PWA rider from France. And this goes on a 135 iSonic 2016. Now, the issue that I had is where I windsurf, which is Montreal area, mainly Oka Park. There's a lot of weed and shallow water. And the Outer Banks where it's very shallow water, so you don't want the recommended 48 straight pointer fin that iSonic says that I should use it when I'm using a 9.0 on it. Now, all this gear, very expensive gear, doesn't work in the surrounding that I go because I need a weed fin, and it never worked. It never worked because whenever I used the weed fin on the iSonic, either the 127 or the 135, I always felt that the board was riding 5-minute counterclockwise. It was riding like this, and it doesn't work. Now, I tried multitude of, I bought like 3 fins. First of all, I bought what was a True Aim Santa Barbara or a blade weed first, which was a 40, much longer than this. And then I went to Margaret. She exchanged it for a Santa Barbara, saying, well, that's gonna work better, same size. Didn't work. And then I went like, oh shoot, like that's 2 fin that I bought that didn't work on that program. Now I called iSonic, Starboard, and the guys at Starboard says, Phil, sorry, the iSonic is not designed to be run with a weed fin. Yeah, but I can't ride those boards in my surrounding without a weed fin. And they said I could put razor blade at the top of the, upper part of, and I'm like, what? No, there must be a solution. Then I bought a Unifiber Les Sachers design weed fin, which is an asymmetrical, partly G10, partly carbon. A bit better, makes tons of noise, and instead of riding 5-minute counterclockwise, I was riding maybe 2.5-minute counterclockwise. But as soon as you put power on the back foot, you get a spin out. I came across a Maui Ultra Fin race carbon weed fin, and that baby is the 38. A 38, I mean, when I'm using currently on my 7.0 and my iSonic 97 is a 39. It's a bit much, works, but on my 9.0 now I use a 38. Almost, actually shorter in length than what I use with my 7.0. So I can't wait to put one appropriate size of these babies on my 97 with my 7.0 and my 6.2 that goes also on my 97 iSonic, which is a 2013. Now, this is also lighter, much lighter than a regular size G10, of course, because it's fully carbon, but it's, I've had carbon fin in the past, and this is almost like 30–40% lighter. It also works because the angle starts right at the beginning of the box, as other weed fin will actually move everything forward, as you can see, and that's kind of defeat the purpose of trying to fight that counterclockwise, pivoting of the board riding like this, because you need the center of force of the fin to be backward, not forward. So It was a bit expensive, and thanks to Tim in Germany at Maui Ultrafins, it was very helpful selecting the size. He said that they tested them when they came out of production. He said 38 would work. I said, oh, no, I don't want to buy a fourth fin with no success. But it's exactly the right size. It's exactly the proper power. It flies like a bat out of hell. And I'm able to close for the first time since I got the 127 3-4 years, and now second year of the 134. For the first time I could fully close the gap on my 9.0, and it doesn't spin out. It transfers the energy forward, and out I go. I mean, I'm out on a 134 9.0 when the kites are not out and I'm planing. I have absolutely no commercial interest into Maui Ultrafin. It's just for you to hear a little bit more about that incredible technology. I know some guys took a lot of picture of that fin at the Canadian Oil at the Outer Banks, and they're working for another fin company. They were asking a lot of questions. They might try. If you look at the details on this, it's incredibly well done. It's precise. It doesn't have any flaws. Rigidity is amazing. If you read a bit about the way fin works, it's just perfectly built. Also, when you use it with a deep throttle instead of a throttle box, if you have a board that requires a deep throttle box, buy a deep throttle. Do not fit a throttle box into a deep throttle box. You're kind of losing double the amount of leverage that you get on the board, because this is double the height of the non-deep throttle. It is more expensive, but you get more for your buck. Also, the fact that I use a lot shorter fin makes it efficient and quicker, because once I get it going, I don't have this huge fin dragging me and slowing me down. So you want the shortest fin that will work in your surroundings. For instance, on my 7.0, this is what I'm currently using. And the 97 Isonic 2013 is a bit more like the old slalom board. It's a bit longer, so it tolerates the fact that this fin moves the center of force forward compared to this. But as I'm saying, I can't wait to get the proper size of this fin to fit my 7.0 and my 97 and my 6.2, which are Reflex 5. And people are always asking me, "Are you crazy? You go all this racing gear and, you know, carbon stuff. They're hard to ride. They're hard to turn." No, folks. They're slalom boards. They're meant to carve. Slalom skis are easy to turn. Slalom boards are easy. And if you go above 120, I say go carbon, because that will be the best 15 or 20% of budget. The best 15-20% of the budget you will invest into your gear. Let's say you buy a plastic board, 1,800 bucks, brand new AHD, whatever the brand, Fanatic 120. You hope this will be your big board. You get on the water, you get a shitty fin and a cow, what I call it. 20% more will buy the same board in a carbon version. And then you fly like a bat out of hell without having the need for a formula board. Anyway, above 120, 125, you're kind of in a flat water condition, so comfort is not really an issue. And I could say for riding slalom boards for over 20 years, more than that, they got much easier to ride and much smoother to ride. They tolerate so much. The 135, 134 Isonic 2016 almost feels like an old wave board from the year 2000, let's say. So this is a kind of where people should go if they want to double the amount of windsurfing they do in a year. And especially weekend warriors, if they work all night, you know, Monday to Friday, and they have to go windsurfing on Saturday and Sunday, And then the wind, good wind, was on Thursday morning and they missed it. So if they have big gears, they go on lakes, wherever, and they enjoy the pure flying effect of windsurfing, which is not against the element. When I'm seeing kites and when I kite or wakeboard, I'm against the element, you know, fighting against the water to create the effect of lift. And I don't like personally, but that's just me. I might be old school, I don't care. Now old school becomes vintage, and hey, vintage is cool. So cheers guys, and hope this wasn't too long. Take care.